Don't look to my eyes for no innocent spark. Don't listen for wisdom when the room gets dark. Just look at these hands if you want the true story. The map of my labor, my pain and my glory. The nails all broken, the skin's cracked and brown, from pulling life upward from the cold hard ground. They never held jewels and they seldom held his, but they've held the whole world and their work worn up his. Yeah, these hands are my testament to a bone and dirt creed. They're the only Bible this poor girl will ever need. One line is a drought year, another a flood. This scar is a memory written in blood. They ain't made for pleasing or dancing on air. They're made for the real work, the weight and the care. These hands tell the tale, plain as day, plain as night, of a woman who wrestles with darkness for light, with her bones and the dirt. They've buried my kinfolk and patted the mound. They've soothed fevered foreheads without making a sound. They've snapped a chicken's neck, quick and clean for the pot. They've tied up the rose vine that others forgot. There's grace in these fingers and violence and need, a whole universe in each callous and seed. So don't ask my opinion or what's in my heart. The answer's been written right here from the start, in this dirt on this bone. Yeah, these hands are my testament. Yeah, these hands are my testament. A lady's hands are soft, they say, like lilies pale and fine. My hands are roots and riverbanks, a stubborn, twisted vine. They may not fit in satin gloves or grace a gentleman's arm, but they got a power in their grip to weather any storm. A power that comes from deep down in the marrow and the soil. The reward for a lifetime of love and of turmoil. My prayers, they're in the calluses, my hymns, the aches and pains. My church is any field that needs the falling of the rains from my brow. So read the lines, go on and read them. Every valley, every crest. This is the story of my body putting willpower to the test. These hands are my testament of survival, not a fragile, pretty dream. They're the engine of my soul, baby, and they're stronger than they seem. Yeah, these hands, they're all the truth I've ever had, written in bone and dirt, good and bad. Knuckle and join. The stories in the bone, in the dirt beneath the nail that never comes out. You talk of church on Sunday in a dress of lace and white. You talk of Holy Spirit and a heavenly distant light. But my cathedral's furrowed, row on row of black and clay, where I've been my back in homage at the breaking of the day. No stained glass, just the sunrise burning red against the loam. No choir sings my matins, but the crows, they call me home. My hymns are sung by tractor blades, a low and steady drone. My offerings, the seed I sow, my altar's this here stone. I used to break the chords, you got your psalms and verses fine. My scripture's in the dirt, and my soul's in this backbone of mine. Yeah, it's bone and dirt, honey, that's my gospel truth. The raw and simple doctrine of a long forgotten youth. My prayers are made of sweat that drips down to the ground. My icons are the scars on these work-worn hands I found. Don't speak to me of angels with their wings of cloud and down. My angels are the buzzards circling over this here town of dust and toil. I'm built from what's beneath your shiny shoe, from the bone and from the dirt, and it's more than enough to get me through. You offer me redemption from a book I cannot read, while I'm planting seeds of fury from a dark and ancient seed. My knees ain't stained from kneeling on some cold and distant stone. They're stained with earth and effort, calloused, heavy in my own. The only ghost I answer is a whisper in the corn, the spirit of the harvest since the day that I was born. From this dirt they'll never build a statue for a woman made of soil, for the one who fought the weather with a lifetime of hard toil. But when the wind blows through the pine tops and the river sings its tune, they're singing my name, darling, neath the silver watchful moon. The song of bone and dirt, yeah, it's bone and dirt, yeah, it's bone and dirt. My strength ain't in my thinking, it's in the set of my jaw. It's in the grip that can't hold a plow, that knows the natural law of pushing yield. It's in the marrow, deep and cold and old, a story that my grandmother's grandmother's body told, and passed to me in the curve of my hip, in the breadth of my hand. I am the living memory of this unforgiving land. So save your pretty sermon, save your pearly pretty gates. My heaven's in the furrow, and it's what my body states. With every ache, with every callus, with every pound of dirt, with every piece of bone that hasn't broken, hasn't hurt enough to stop. So let your prayers be pretty, let your hymns be soft. soft and sweet. My hymn's the sound of thunder and the rain upon the wheat. My soul ain't bound for glory in some palace in the sky. It's bound right here to this dirt till the day I lay down and die in this dirt with these bones. That's my lullaby. Bone and dirt. Just bone. You bring me flowers that you pick from a poisonous pretty vine. You pour me wine that's just a little too sweet to find. You wrap your words in velvet, but the daggers are inside. And I take them, oh I take them with a foolish will and pride. Because for every cut you give me, there's a kiss to make it well. A story that you tell me like a magic healing spell. You're the honey in the hemlock, the sweet that masks a bitter taste, the smile that makes me swallow all the dignity I've misplaced. You're the sugar in the cyanide, the melody in the lie, the only reason that I'm willing just to lie down and die by your hand. You're the honey in the hemlock, and I keep coming back for more. The antidote is you, you're what I'm living for. To the pain you cause, you soothe the very burn your words ignite. You're the comfort in the darkness that you manufactured night by night. Yeah, the honey in the hemlock, it's a fatal sweet design. And I'm the foolish bee who thinks that all the nectar's mine. But it's poison, and the antidote you offer with a grin is just a larger dose of the trouble I am in with you. I know the plant is deadly, I can see the warning sign, but the blossom is so lovely, and you say the bloom is mine for the taking. So I reach right through the thorns to grasp the stem, and I feel the prick of knowing that I'm poisoning my gem of a soul. But then you bandage it, you kiss the tiny wound, and you make me forget the danger, make me feel attuned to your madness. It's a cycle, it's a dance, it's a game where the prize is my own ruin and the loser is the same every time. But the honey is so sweet upon the tongue, I forget the death that's waiting for the old and for the young who are foolish. Shouldn't hurt you, shouldn't make you feel this small. They say a real antidote should cure you once for all. But my medicine is incremental, just enough to get me by, to keep me hooked upon the source of why I want to cry. And to live in the same breath, you are my heaven and my hell. The only story that I have, the desperate need to tell over and over till the hemlock does its final task. And I won't need your honey anymore at last, but until then, you cross sip the honey, I'll drink the hemlock down, I'll wear the thorny crown. You are the antidote to the world you make so great. So come on, poison me and take the pain away one more time. With your honey in your hemlock, be my cure, be my sickness, be my only ticking clock. The honey in the hemlock, sweet, deadly, complete. My antidote, so bittersweet.
There's an itch down in my soul that nothing seems to reach. Not a sermon, not a vacation, not a day down at the beach. It's a crawling, burning feeling right beneath my skin, a reminder of the trouble that I'm constantly with you. And the only thing that offers any sweet relief is to go and start the argument, to court the certain grief that you'll bring. Cause after all the yelling and the slamming of the door comes a making up, the tenderness I'm absolutely for. It's the pattern, you make me crazy, then you make it all alright. You're the itch and you're the scratching, even though it makes it bleed. The antidote is you to this lonely, desperate need that you created. You're the irritation in the bomb. You're the source of all the panic and the only source of calm. It's a madness, it's a cycle I can't seem to break. For every heartache that you cause, a sweeter one you make right after. So I'll pick the scab, I'll start the whole thing new, just to get the satisfaction of making up with you. Yeah, the itch I have to scratch is you. See your number on the caller ID. My heart gives a lurch, I know it's gonna hurt me, leave me stranded in the church of my own disappointments. But I answer anyway, cause the silence is an itch that's even worse, I have to say. Then the fighting leads to fighting means that you are here with me, that I matter enough to ruin, don't you see? So I'll bait you, I'll provoke you, I'll unleash the stormy sea, just so you can be the lighthouse that comes shining back for me, to rescue me from the hurricane you just blew in. It's the only way I know that I can ever hope to win a little love. You're the itch I have to scratch. Saying love is quiet, saying love is kind and slow, saying love don't make me feel the passions come and go. Like a fever, like a fire, like a dangerous high cliff. Saying love don't make me feel so desperately, keenly alive. Even if a lie means hurting, means confused, means off the track, it's better than the numbness. So baby, come on back and start the itch so I can give it one more glorious scratch. With you my antidote to the peaceful boring patch of life without you. You're the disease and the shot. You're the only crazy medicine I've got. So come on, antidote. Come on and poison me. It's the only way I know how to be free of the itch that is you. 'Cause of you. Scratch, antidote, poison, note to self. Stop. There's an itch down in my soul that nothing seems to reach. Not a sermon, not a vacation, not a day down at the beach. Here's a crawling, burning feeling right beneath my skin, a reminder of the trouble that I'm constantly in. With you, and the only thing that offers any sweet relief is to go and start the argument, to court the certain grief that you'll bring. 'Cause after all the yelling and the slamming of the door comes the making up the tenderness I'm absolutely for. It's the pattern, you make me crazy, then you make it all alright. You're the itch and you're the scratching in the middle of the night and the day. You're the itch I have to scratch, even though it makes it bleed. The antidote is you to this lonely, desperate need that you created. You're the irritation and the bound. You're the source of all the panicking, the only source of calm. It's a madness, it's a cycle I can't seem to break. For every heartache that you cause, a sweeter one you make right after. So I'll pick the scab, I'll start the whole thing new, just to get the satisfaction of making up with you. Yeah, the itch I have to scratch is you. I see a number on the caller ID. My heart gives a lurch. I know it's gonna hurt me, leave me stranded in the church of my own disappointments. But I answer anyway, 'cause the silence is an itch that's even worse, I have to say, than the fighting. At least the fighting means that you are here with me, that I'll matter enough to ruin, don't you see? So I'll bait you, I'll provoke you, I'll unleash the stormy sea, just so you can be the lighthouse that comes shining back for me, to rescue me from the hurricane you just blew in. It's the only way I know that I can ever hope to win a little love. You're the itch I have to scratch each night. Saying love is quiet, saying love is kind and slow, but saying love don't make me feel the passions come and go, like a fever, like a fire, like a dangerous high cliff. Saying love don't make me feel so desperately, keenly alive, even if alive means hurting, means So baby, come on back and start the itch, so I can give it one more glorious scratch. With you, my antidote to the peaceful, boring patch of life without you. Today I just need the cure, and the cure is in your arms. Even if your arms are the reason for the harm, not the itch. You're the scratch, you're the disease, and the shot. You're the only crazy medicine I've got. So come on, antidote, come on and poison me. Is the only way I know how to be free for the itch that is you. Scratch, antidote. I got the shakes round supper time, a dry and dusty dread. Is the ghost of your departure still lingering in my bed and in my head? The medicine cabinet's bare of what I need. No pill can fix the fissure, no potion can plant the seed of peace. There's only one pharmacy that carries my relief, one distributor of comfort, one master of my grief. It's you, all it takes is one shot of your smile, one glance across the room, to pull me from the precipice, to lift the heavy gloom. For an evening you're the hair of the dog that bit me, don't you see? The only thing that cures the hangover of you leaving me is more of you. It's a dangerous cycle, a fool's pathetic game. But when the loneliness hits hard, I whisper your name, and you come with your smile, your antidote, your life. And for a little while I don't wanna die from missing you. Just need one shot of your smile to kill this lonely flu. The antidote is you, and the poison is you too. You're the fever and the ice pack, the wound and the stitch. You're the reason for the tremble. You're the momentary glitch in the system that fixes it temporarily. Then it's worse. The crash is deeper, darker, a more profound curse than before. But when I'm in it, when I'm needing that shot, I don't think about tomorrow. I don't care about the rot you spread. I just need the cure, I just need the fix. One shot of your smile to do your usual tricks on my heart. You'll stay for just an hour, talk sweet and hold me tight. You'll be the perfect antidote to my miserable night of regret. You make the promises you know you'll never keep. You'll lull me into thinking that the promises are deep and real, and for that hour The poison is asleep, it's neutralized by your presence, buried way down deep in the moment. But the clock, it keeps on turning, and I see it in your eyes. The moment you get restless for your freedom and your lies out there, and the cure starts to wear off. The sickness comes rushing back before you've even grabbed your hat, before you've hit the track out the door. And I'm left with the withdrawal, the shivers and the sweat, knowing the only thing that helps is the very thing I'll get if I beg for one more shot. Just need one shot of your smile. Dry county, you're my only still, my only source of what can make the terrible thoughts be still for a while. And you know it, you hold the only key to the liquor cabinet of what's left of me. So you ration it, a smile here, a touch there, just enough to keep me hooked and coming back when the going gets tough. And it's always tough because of you, so I'll pay your price, my dignity, my future, for a slice of your antidote ice to cool the burn you cause. Shot, baby, a tiny little taste, enough to get me through this empty, bitter waste of a night. Be my antidote, come and make it right, make me forget you're the one who turned out the light in the first place. One shot of your smile, that's all I plead, to plant the very same bad seed that you'll cure tomorrow. One shot, click, shot, gone, antidote, done. For now, somehow, I'll survive till the next time I need you to feel alive and dead inside. And dead inside. The doctor shook his head, said, girl, there's nothing I can do. This fever in your system, it was put there just by you. I said, doc, I know the cause, I feel the burn behind my eyes. It's the memory of his leaving under these two bright empty skies. He said the treatment's simple, cut the source of the disease. But he don't know the biology of a heart brought to its knees and begging, cause when the chills set in and the world goes cold and gray, there's only one thing in this world that can chase the shivers away. It's him coming back with a smile that's a lie and a touch that's a brand. The poison is the prescription, don't you understand? He's the sickness and the serum in the same damn bitter cup. I have to drink the venom just to get the antidote up into my veins. Yeah, the poison is the prescription, and I feel it every night when I call him in the darkness, drawn to that familiar light that burns me. The antidote is you to the hell that you create. You come in with sweet promises, you soothe the awful weight of your absence for an hour, maybe two, then you're gone again. And and the fever spikes much higher than it was way back when it started. So I'll call again, I'll beg for one more dose of the only medicine that works, the one that hurts me most. You the poison, the prescription, my personal private curse, a cycle written in the stars in a never-ending verse of this blues. I've tried the other remedies, the ones the normal folks suggest. Long walks and conversations, trying hard to forget, but the taste of him is on my tongue, a metallic urgent need, like a junkie for the needle that will make the demons bleed. Oh, wait for a minute, he's the cut and he's the stitch, he's the itch and he's the scratch, the son of a gun who made me rich in misery. And in the moments when he's here, the world makes sense. The pain was just a prelude to this tense and sweet endings. Release its chemistry, its biology, it's my doom. This room is just a tomb without its scent to fill the gloom and make it livable. So I'll live with the poison, I'll die by the cure. As long as it's you, darling, I know I will endure the sickness. Yeah, the poison is a prescription, and I feel it every night when I call him in the darkness, drawn to that familiar light that burns me. The antidote is you to the hell that you create. You come in with sweet promises, you soothe the awful weight. Yeah. They say leave him, he's no good, he'll be the death of you, you'll see. But they don't know that death by him is the only way I'll be free from the wanting, from the needing, from the desperate hollow ache. He's the antidote to the life I can't seem to make without him, even though he's the reason it all gone wrong. He's the melody to the saddest, truest, longest song I'll ever sing. So let the poison flow, let the prescription burn. It's the only lesson that I ever cared to learn by heart. So come on, baby, cure me, be my antidote. Bring the poison with you, tighten round my throat. The sweet familiar news, be my prescription, be my pain. Make me whole by breaking me all over again. I don't care, the antidote is you, and the poison is you too. Bottle empty, poison tune, obscure you. After the last flame flickered and the smoke began to clear, I didn't mourn the forest, I didn't shed a tear. For the wild, pretty madness, I gotta work with axe and plow. I made a clean, wide border, my heart's a fire break now. A strip of naked, purposeful, and carefully kept ground, where nothing flammable is ever allowed to grow again. No tender underbrush of new desire, no dry poetic timber for a future foolish fire to use as fuel. It's just bare earth, it's just a line in the dirt, a promise to myself that I will never again be hurt by that kind of blaze. A love like a brush fire taught me well the cost of letting everything you are become a hell of lovely heat. So I created distance, I created space, a moat around my castle with a cold and empty face to the world of sparks. Yeah, my heart's a fire break now, a desolate safe zone. I patrol its perimeter, and I walk it all alone. And I'm grateful, no more brush fires, no more uncontrolled burn, just the lesson that I carry in the things I had to learn. The hard way of fire breaking pretty, it's a scar upon the land, but it's a barrier that a wise or weary soul has planned for protection. So if you feel a spark when you look at me, don't bother fanning it, my friend, just let it be. It'll die on the barren ground of my defense. A brush fire love happens only once at great expense, and then you build a fire break. I see the smoke in other people's eyes, the promised glow of a coming conflagration, and I calmly turn and go the other way. I recognize the signs, a sudden heated glance, the kindling of a conversation that could lead to a romance of destruction. I don't participate, I'm a fire break. I change the subject, I make a joke, for heaven's sake. I do whatever it takes to keep the barren strip intact between me and the madness of another passionate act of self-immolation. Once was enough, once was a lifetime's fill of being a burning thing subject to a wild will that wasn't mine. Now the will is mine, it says stay bare, stay clean. The fire break is my empire, and I am its queen of nothing, and it's everything. Yeah, my heart's a fire break now. They say I'm cold, they say I'm afraid. They're right, I'm terrified of the beautiful charade of brush fire love. I've seen its face, I've felt its teeth, I've buried what was left of me beneath the heat. It's scorched to cinders, so yes, this fire break is fear made real, but it's also wisdom. It's the only way I know to heal and stay healed, to keep a barren strip so wide and clear that not even the memory of the heat can draw near to ignite me. It's my fortress, my quiet, flat and empty land, and I am its sole guardian with a cool and steady hand on the axe handle. With your promises of light, my fire brick will swallow them in the dead of night. I'm no veteran of the blaze, I've yearned in this empty space. Don't try to plant a single seed upon this barren place. It's my fire brick built from ash and pain of will, a monument to survival on a lonely withy hill, where brush fire love once burned and now it never will again. My heart's a fire brick, and that's the story's end. And it's beginning. Fire, star, desire, barren, talk about the phoenix rising from the ash so grand, a myth of resurrection that I finally understand. Is lonely, the phoenix is a lonely bird with feathers born of pain. It doesn't rise to joy, it just remembers fire in its vein, and flies because it must. A love like a brush fire left me there, a pile of smoldering, nothing in the cool and empty air. And something stirred, not hope, not happiness, a grim and sheer will to pull a new shape from the ruins to my destiny fulfilled. Of surviving I rose, I am the phoenix, but my wings are made of size. My song's the crackle of the embers that still light my eyes with a haunted glow. I am new, but I am old, I am changed forever by the furnace where my simple heart was ranged and melted down. Yeah, the phoenix is a lonely bird, it soars on haunted thermals. It builds no nest with another, it lives on its own internals. A fire memory, a brush fire love will make a phoenix of your soul. It'll burn you to a powder, then it'll make you whole in a different shape, a shape that doesn't quite fit in the world, where gentle love is bartered and tame affections curl. Like sleeping cats are petted, I am wild, I am scorched air, I am a creature of the aftermath, a solitary prayer to the god of flame. So don't admire my new colors, don't you dare, they were bought with everything I had and left me with this care of endless sky and loneliness, the phoenix's domain. I see the couples walking hand in hand in soft delight. I feel no envy, only a distant faded fright and pity. They don't know the fire, they don't know the cost of a love that isn't measured but is utterly lost and found in its own destruction. They have not been unmade, their love is a slow cooking, mine was a reckless raid on heaven and on hell, and I flew from both. Now I fly between a phoenix of the borderlands where nothing's green or holy black, just shades of gray and gold and aching blue, the colors of a sunrise that you never will see through the eyes of another. You see it so low as a phoenix must. Your communion is with the wind and with the sacred dust of your own past burning. Yeah, the phoenix is a lonely bird. Maybe one day I'll find another who has walked through flame, another phoenix with a story and a color just the same, strange as mine. And we won't build a nest, we'll build a watchtower high to scan the horizons for the next fire in the sky and understand it. Until then I saw this solitary flight is my inheritance, my burden and my right. From the brush fire, there was love, there was death, there was birth of this lonely phoenix, the strangest thing on earth, risen from ash and fury. I'm the phoenix, lonely and alone. My fears are the tone that follows hate and skirt, and there shall not ride the thermals of despair. And there is no one in this wide blue empty air I tried to be a gardener after you and I were through, to plant some pretty normal things where our wildfire stone grew. And Dad, I bought some potting soil and seeds for roses red, but the ground just laughed up at me, a dry and ashen bed of nothing. You can't plant roses in a burned out grove. The soil's too rich with memory, with the ghost of what we wove. From flaming anger, railroads need gentle sun and steady rain. This earth is full of lightning scars and the echo of old pain. That's too potent, the seeds just sat there like tiny foolish lies. Then they crumbled into nothing right before my eyes. Of course they did, a love like a brush fire changes the very dirt. It makes a different kind of earth that knows a different hurt and a different yield. Yeah, you can't plant roses in a burned out grove. You can't go back to petty, pretty, ordinary love. After the inferno, the ground is sacred to the flame. It won't accept tame flowers, it won't answer to a tame name like rose. Maybe it'll grow a savage thorny vine, maybe a mushroom feeding on the shadows in the pine that's left standing, but not a rose, never rose again. A brush fire love ceased to that, my once, my only then, my never again man. The grove is burned, the soil is new, and I'm a different gardener with a different point of view on what should grow here. They tell me time for moving on, find a nice stable man. They hand me brochures for a life I don't understand anymore. They talk of compromise and steady slow affection, but my heart's a burned out grove. It only knows connection that comes like a wildfire that ends like 1, 2. So I'll wait, I'll let the strange black soil of my heart just contemplate its own future. Maybe it'll choose to grow nothing at all, just be a quiet, fertile, black and empty thrall to the memory of heat. That's a kind of life, a kind of peace, to accept the burned out grove and let the wild releases of new strange growth come if they come, but not force a rose where a brush fire made its holy, terrible final throes and departed. Yeah, you can't plant roses in a burned out groove. Maybe the purpose wasn't growth, maybe the purpose was a burn, to clear the land so thoroughly there's no pathway to return to what was before, to make it so that any future green will be a mutant, powerful, unprecedented scene of life. Or maybe it'll just be ash, soft, final gray, a monument to what can happen in a single day of careless, glorious passion. Either way, the grove has changed, the brush fire love saw to it, everything's rearranged in its wake. And I'm the keeper of this grove, this burned out land, and I won't insult its history with a tame demand in hand, trying for roses. So take your roses, plant them somewhere soft and sweet. My grove is burned out and the silence is complete, and it is holy in its way. A brush fire made it so, and I will live here in the ashes, and I'll learn what I can grow. That's not a rose, something fiercer, something truer to the flame, something that deserves this burned out grove and its new baptized name, which is after the brush fire where nothing is the same. And you can't plant roses, grow, learn. No, no roses, just earth, earth.
flame itself was blinding, a rush of golden greed. It ate up all the oxygen that two poor souls could need. To breathe, it was a fever, a beautiful disease, a roaring in the blood that brought you down upon your knees. In wonder and in terror, but the flame it had to pass. It ate up all the fuel of our present and our past. And then it died and left us in the sudden cooling night, with just the embers glowing brighter than the flame in the faint light of understanding. The flame was rage and passion, wild and undefined. The embers are the knowledge that it left us here behind. Together in the ruins, the embers are the memories now soft and warm, not burning, just remembering the fury of the storm that forged this peace, this strange ash-laden peace. A love like a brush fire doesn't end when the last tongue of red flickers out. It goes underground inside your head, and hard as embers that glow with a more lasting heat, a steady, deep reminder of the terrifying sweet conflagration. Yeah, the embers glow brighter than the flame ever did. They light the lines upon your face, the things you once kept hid are all illumined by the afterglow, the slow burn of a love that couldn't be contained, had not to learn or earn. It just was, and now it is, in this quiet, smoldering state. A love like a brush fire seals a permanent, strange fate of connection through the ashes. We don't talk much about the burning, about the things we screamed and said when the fire was upon us, and we wished each other dead and alive forever in the center of the blaze. Now we just sit together through the long and lonely days of recovery and watch the embers in each other's eyes, see the reflected glow of those impossible skies of our passion. It's a quieter love, a wiser, tougher thing, built not on pretty flowers but on what the fire could bring to the surface. Our bones are charred a little, our skin is slightly seared, but we are here, and the embers of that love are to be feared and respected more than the flame. A love like a brush fire, a love like a brush fire. Maybe the flame was just the birth, the violent, messy start, and these embers are the lifetime, the steady, faithful heart of the matter. The flame cleared the ground, made space for us to be something different than we were, something only you and me could become in the aftermath, in the ember light where we can finally see each other clear and right, without the blinding fury, without
reckless desires. And they are enough, they are more, they are the truth, the beautiful, scarred, unshakable, eternal proof that we loved with a brush fire's heart and survived. And the embers glow brighter now, keeping us alive. In the cool night, with their light. Remember the brush fire, September of our souls. Embers make us whole.